Marcus told everyone he missed his wife, until I saw his name on her locked phone. Part 2. I had almost convinced myself I'd misread the notification, but the moment I unlocked our shared tablet and the screen loaded, every quiet excuse I'd been building for 3 days collapsed in a single second. Marcus wasn't pining for some woman across town. He had been married to Like for 3 years before I ever knew she existed, and their divorce paperwork had been filed, then quietly withdrawn, never finalized. What I found on that tablet wasn't a trail of recent betrayal. It was a shared calendar stretching back 18 months, a folder labeled with my full name that turned out to be a log of my daily routine. My departure times, my arrival times, exactly how long they had before I'd walk through the door. He didn't miss her. He had never left her. I was the arrangement that made it easier for both of them to stay hidden. I sat on that kitchen floor for close to an hour before my legs would cooperate. Like came downstairs in her robe, and when she saw the tablet in my hands, she didn't run, didn't cry, didn't lie. She just walked over, pulled out a chair, and sat down across from me like we were about to review a budget. I asked her how long. She said, "It's complicated." I asked her why Marcus had spent the last year standing in our living room telling every one of our friends how much he missed his wife. She looked at the table and said very quietly, he meant it as a reminder to himself that I still belonged to him. A sound came out of me short, hollow, nothing like a laugh but close, like didn't flinch. She kept her hands folded on the table and waited, the way someone waits who has already decided what they won't say. I scrolled to a thread where my name appeared 17 times in a single week. Not with guilt, not with affection, with scheduling precision. He leaves at 7:30. He's working late Thursday. He trusts you completely. That last line sat on the screen like a blade lying flat. I had been the variable they planned around, the convenient husband who worked long hours and never asked questions. I packed a bag while Like stood in the bedroom doorway watching me move through the room we had shared for 4 years, and when I reached for my keys, she said, "I never wanted to hurt you." I stopped. I looked at her. I told her the problem was never whether she wanted to, it was how naturally it had come to her anyway. I drove 2 miles and parked in an empty lot and sat there until the sky went pale. Marcus had stood in my home for a year telling everyone how much he missed his wife, and in the end, he wasn't wrong. He just never lost her long enough for it to count. I had. For 4 years, I'd been their best alibi. Follow so you never miss what comes next.